How can we achieve a feeling of meaning, a feeling of purpose, a feeling of being drawn to the future, this positive energy? How can we feel it? One way is never to blame others. You know, there's a saying that if you point a finger of accusation on others, that 3 fingers are pointing back at yourself. When a person blames others, he tries to, what we call in English, shirk responsibility. He tries to throw away the responsibility from himself on others. Perhaps there can't be anything more self-destructive than doing this, and unfortunately more natural. It's such a pleasure to blame the government, to blame my mother, my father, my boss, my brother, my sister, my children, my wife, my mother-in-law. How many jokes there are about blaming others and how foolish and ridiculous that it is, but how natural it is for us to do so. I'll tell you one of them. A man was feeling anxiety, so he went to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist decided to make him a Rorschach test. Took a piece of paper, dripped a little piece of ink on it, folded the paper, and opened it up. Asked the man, "What do you see?" He said, "I see death." He took another drip of ink, put it on another piece of paper, opened it up. "I see disease." Put another piece of paper and drip. "What do you see?" "I see torture." The doctor said, "My friend, I think you have some big problems." He said, "I have problems. You're the one that's showing me all these sick pictures." In other words, it's so easy to blame others for our problems, and it's so much fun. But in the end, it's totally self-destructive. One of the best things there is in life, as painful as it is guilt. Guilt means that a person feels that he did something wrong. But like everything else, too much guilt is certainly self-destructive. It paralyzes a person. But not to have guilt at all, excuse me, but not to have any guilt at all means, they used to say in the Mad magazine, "What, me worry? I do anything wrong? A person burns down a building, so it burned down. It's not my problem." The essence of a human being is to correct himself, to want to do more. And as soon as a person feels that there's something that he didn't do properly, as he tries to fix it. Therefore, guilt is a very good thing. How long of guilt? A minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, but no more than that. No more than that. Then after this feeling of guilt, a person has to think, okay, how can I fix the situation up? There was once somebody that came to me that he was guilty, he felt terrible, that he ran over somebody by accident. Instead of stepping on the gas, the brakes, he stepped on the gas of his car, and it was he was parking, and he ran over somebody's leg. He broke the person's leg. He had to have an operation, and this person was paralyzed. The person felt so guilty, so miserable. He was depressed. He himself wanted to put an end to his life. So I said to him, "Listen, guilt is a very good thing, but you ran over this person on purpose, right?" He said, "No, not on purpose. I didn't do it on purpose." So I said, "Well, it was an accident. You pushed on this." He said, "Yeah, but to tell you the truth, I really don't know what happened. I can't figure out what I did wrong there." So I said, "Well, then how can you fix it up that you won't do it the next time?" He said, I don't know. I don't really think I did anything." So I said, "If so, then your guilt is not meaningful. You already felt bad. You told the person you feel bad. You told him this. Yes, the insurance company told him. The insurance company paid him up. Yes, guilt, too much of it, and guilt in the wrong place, like everything else, like overeating, right? Too much of a good thing is not good. But guilt in itself can be a very good thing. Of course, it's not a good thing if you didn't do anything wrong. But if you did, then guilt is a thing which can come to fix a person up. The same thing, all of the troubles that occur to us in life, if we look at it in a proper way, we can understand that God never does anything to us God only does things for us. And anything that happens, a person can increase in his feeling of responsibility. There's a story that there were two men, it was in Israel, that they had, there was an automobile accident, and both of them were left quadriplegics. They were both left paralyzed. One of them sunk into deep depression, and finally, in the end, he didn't last long. The other one thought to himself, let me make the most of what I've got. You know, it's true that my body is broken, but my mind is not broken. And he learned a way to type and with his mouth, and he typed books and he wrote books on the Talmud, and he became a major lecturer, and he lived a happy life. There's a story that also that Viktor Frankl brings up about a person that eventually became a psychiatrist on his own. But this person was also involved in a sports accident where he was left a quadriplegic. This person said, I broke my neck, but my neck did not break me. In other words, no matter what the situation is, no matter how it is, we always have to not blame others and not blame the world, but on the other, and not even blame God. On the other hand, we have to say, what can I do to make the most out of the situation? What can I do to improve the world? And even if you can't think of something now, suddenly will come an idea. Suddenly will come someone to help you. Suddenly will come a whole new way of looking at life that you'll be able, like this person, he typed with his mouth. Maybe you become a singer. Maybe just your example that you don't fall into depression can be an inspiration to hundreds of people, 10 people, even one person. I know of somebody that he went to see his grandfather who was tremendous, very, very sick, and he was on the verge of dying. He said, I went to see my grandfather to comfort him, and my grandfather comforted me. He said, I couldn't believe to see a person in such a situation where he had nothing to look forward to, in such a happiness from the fact that he was alive right now. Every single second was precious. That came to teach me that every single second of my life is also precious, and that I should try to make the most of what I have instead of blaming and looking for fault in others. This is step number one in making yourself and the world a more meaningful and blessed place.
JewishTV.media